everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I am the scientist Dr. Jason, and today I'm very happy to invite two of my ex-colleagues to join this charity together. Let's welcome Dr. Irene and also Dr. John. Woo!
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Jason. Thank you very much for having us.
Okay, so you know that every year, 1st of December is World AIDS Day. So this is a help to support people living with HIV, and the donation that we actually collected today will all go to Malaysia PT Foundation Second Chance Program for the children who are affected and also living with HIV. So the format of this donation is very simple. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, okay? And then if you answer wrongly, each of you have to donate 1,000 ringgit to the PT Foundation. Just kidding.
So that's a distortion, daylight robbery.
It's only 30 ringgit to the Foundation Second Chance Program. Okay?
Anyway, thank you very much for doing that, Jason. It's a very noble cause.
Thank you.
It's very meaningful, yeah.
Okay, so before we start the real questions, maybe let me ask you some warm-up questions. Maybe let's go to John first. Let's say one of your friends actually living with HIV. So as a good friend of his or her, what would you actually comfort, or what kind of words that you can tell your friends about living with HIV?
I think the most important thing is to overcome the social stigma associated with the disease itself. Of course, it's not a death sentence right now, because now with how the discovery of so many anti-HIV drugs, HIV carrier can really live a normal life just like any individual out there. So yeah, don't have to really worry about it.
Yeah, indeed. Wow, well said. Yeah, clap. Irene, clap. Come to your boss. Okay. So Irene, what about you? What would you say to your friends who is living with HIV?
Yeah, I would say that friend support and the family support is very important, especially when they get news to have this kind of disease. I have to tell them that there is a treatment offer for them. So if they are able to get the treatment earlier, they actually can live as long as very longer as the normal people.
Yeah, that is right. Okay, so people who are living with HIV do not need to worry about this disease because this is not a death sentence. Okay, that is very well said. So let's now progress to the real questions. Remember, if you answered it correctly, probably you have to donate. Okay. Let me start with Irene. Okay, I'm going to give you this one. What is this? Oh, sorry, it's actually this.
Oh, okay.
See from this.
What it is?
Now,
what I see is...
Can you describe what you see?
Union equal to union.
What about John?
I don't know. U equals to U. What is that?
Yes, it's actually U equal to U. So according to WHO and also CDC, they recently published scientific evidence saying that HIV person having an undetectable viral load, this is equal to no risk of transmission. So undetectable equal to untransmissible. So congrats, none of you answered it correctly, but I'm going to do that. Okay. So as long as the person who are living with HIV has undetectable viral load for at least 6 months, and then they will not be able to transmit HIV virus through sex. So for someone, for example, a mother who is also pregnant right now, for example, if she is having undetectable viral load, the chances of herself transferring HIV virus to the child is actually less than 1%. So which is U equal to U.
Yes.
And well done. Thank you for the money. I'm collecting them now.
So that is a trick question.
No, it's not. This is actually another fun fact that I'm going to ask John.
Okay.
I don't think you know about this. I purposely make it very difficult. So
to show how ignorant I am.
No. Okay. So let me ask you this. This is a multiple choice question.
Okay.
Here it goes. How many groups of HIV are there? A, 2, B, 4, C, 16.
2.
Irene?
I will choose C.
Wrong! It's actually the correct answer is 4 groups of HIV-1. So basically, John, you are saying there are 2 strains of HIV-1 and HIV-2, but that is strains.
Yeah.
Okay? But for HIV groups under HIV-1 strain, there are 4 main groups, okay? There are Group M, Group N, Group O, and Group P. And even under Group M, right, there are 10 subtypes. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, and C, R, F. So, yeah, thank you. It's something good to know. It's something good to know. Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
would say that without this opportunity, we wouldn't know all this in our new knowledge. Like, it's definitely very meaningful to say.
No, instant regret. I should have either rejected this
Invitation.
or I could have just make another deal with you so that I can read up and then say if I get it correct, you have to pay.
Okay, so now I'm going back to Irene. Okay, a trick question as well. Maybe it will require critical thinking quite a lot. Okay, so
Yeah.
Is there no non-trick questions?
that's not the one. Okay. You heard about the rumor someone who is HIV positive trying to intentionally plant infected needles onto the cinema seats, right? Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say today, one of you, either Irene or John, you are the unfortunate one. You went to the cinema and you accidentally sat on these HIV-infected needles. The question is,
Okay.
would you be infected by HIV?
So there is a if you say there's a needle prick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not talk about how long the needle had been there. Let's just say that the virus are actually still viable. So you had a needle prick injury. So go to the doctor. Okay, so you can actually take prophylaxis.
Yes.
For instance, you can take lamivudine. It's highly likely if you have prophylaxis, you can prevent that from happening.
John was actually a practice pharmacist back then, but now is no longer a practice pharmacist. What, Irene?
Yeah, I would say there might be a risk for the people will get the infections. But if the people but then it's like immediately go and consult and get some post prophylaxis treatments within 72 hours, the chance of getting the risk should be very, very low.
You're right. Okay. So what I want to say here is actually both of you are right, okay? Because we know that HIV is actually a virus, which is a non-living thing, RNA molecules. So these HIV cannot live outside or survive outside the body for several hours. According to a lot of scientific research, it shows that HIV will die within a few hours. Viability will drop to 90 to 99%. Most of them will die outside the body. And just because these needles, it's only a blood clot, which is like the non-viable blood cells. So the chances of you getting this is actually quite low. And for one of the information that you guys should know is the cutoff point to be infected by HIV is actually above 200 copy of virus per ml of blood. So now, imagine that these needles do not have 1 ml of blood. Okay, so the chances of you getting this is actually very, very low. Well done! I'm going to ask John, okay? Let's say, these are hypothetical questions. One of your friends just got into a relationship with an HIV positive partner, okay? But your friend is HIV negative because your friend does not have any scientific or medical background. So he was like, hey, John, I know you have actually scientific and medical background. Please help me. I'm struggling because I have this HIV positive partner, but I want to be with him or her. Oh my God, what can I do? So as a friend, what would you do to offer your help or support?
I think the most important thing is to actually suggest for them both to speak to a doctor. And then, of course, the friend who is actually an HIV positive patient should actually have already started the treatment. And like what we had discussed from the very beginning, a very low viral load or undetectable viral load means there is no possible transmission. Of course, if there is detectable, then make sure that we protection during, the sexual intercourse. So, and then, of course, the HIV positive partner should get treated and then get tested from time to time.
Yeah, so you actually stated two very important questions here. One is to use protection, condoms. The other one is positive partners should also get effective treatment. Once he or she get undetectable level, there's no risk of transmission. But of course, to protect the HIV negative friend, he should also take a prophylaxis called PrEP, which is very popular nowadays. PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, whereby you have to take it daily. Okay, and then these can reduce the chances of you getting HIV through sex by 99%. Yeah, so well done. Okay. So last question, I'm going to ask Irene.
Okay.
You know, nowadays there are a lot of people who take PrEP to prevent HIV infection, especially among the high-risk group. For example, men have sex with men. And some of them think that, oh, wow, since I already take PrEP now, I will be shielded from getting HIV. Then they will start to be doing unprotected sex. So what would be the complications that you can see from these scenarios?
So the worst condition I would think of is he or she might get HIV positive. And this is the worst. Many people would think they are being protected and take granted on that. So they can just do whatever and without take any protective measures. So the complication they might get is they become HIV positive.
Actually, Irene answered it quite correctly, but in addition to that, someone will actually get HIV positive only if they're infected by HIV-resistant strain. Because PrEP can only protect HIV negative person from the naive HIV, which is the non-mutated type, the non-resistant type. However, the HIV-resistant strain can still infect someone, even though someone is having PrEP as a prevention. Because HIV-resistant strain, they require a combination of drugs to suppress them. And then another complication is actually having some of the other STI. And one of the very common ones is actually gonorrhea. And I think a few years back in 2010, there is a rise in the trend of superbug gonorrhea. So these will be the complications if someone still think that PrEP is like everything, like a Superman. No, because you can still be infected by HIV-resistant strain and also getting other STD. We thank both of you joining this video and share all the important information with our audience, and hopefully for people who watch this can learn a lot from us, and also at the same time do donate to the people or the children affected and also living with HIV. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I learned a lot today.